what after incorporation? You have incorporated. Now, what after incorporation? Okay. You might have registrations, you might have compliance, or you might have some legal things to do. Okay. Okay. So, registrations. What kind of registrations you might require? The first thing you require is your PAN card. Okay. With the new forms coming, in a private limited company, your PAN card will be applied then and there. With incorporation, no problem. In case of partnership, in case of LLP or some other companies, you will have to apply for the PAN card. Okay. PAN card takes between 10 to 15 days to be delivered to the registered office of the company. Okay. Shop and establishment. Proprietorship, it is compulsory, because without shop and establishment, we have already discussed it in proprietorship, it is almost compulsory to have shop and establishment, because without that you cannot open the bank account. In any other business entity, it will be possible for you to open the bank account based on the PAN card and the partnership deed or the registration certificate which you receive from the registrar of companies. So, these two things. Then, depending on the nature of your business, you might require service tax, you might require VAT registration, depending upon the payments you make, type of payments. You might require TDS. If you are in export or import, you will require IEC. MSME is required or is suggested for every company, whether it is private limited, proprietor, partnership, whoever it is. Okay. So, it is micro, small and medium enterprise registration. Okay. Depending on how many employees you are going to have, you will have Provident Fund and ESIC registrations. If you are in food business, you will need FSSAI. If you have made some logo or there is some tagline which you do not want someone to use, you will have trademark or word mark. Word mark means you have registered a tagline or you have registered a word or combination of words which no one else will be able to use. So, that comes under trademark registration. So, these are the basic registrations which you might require. There might be so many other things, like if you are in electronic business, you might need that CE registration if you have seen, right. So, depending on the nature of business, the registrations might change. Compliance is the most important part of any company. If you are not doing your compliance on time, you are gone. First of all, no one will invest in your company because you are not disciplined in your compliances. Second thing, you will end up paying heavy penalties, right. So, in case of LLP or private limited company or OPC or a limited company, there will be some ROC compliances. You need to file your annual returns every year. Based on the events, you might also need some compliances. For example, during the year you have issued some shares, you need to file return of allotment. Change in directors, one director is added, okay, you need to file appointment of director. One director resigned, you need to file resignation of director. Okay, you have taken some loan from bank, okay, against some mortgage, you need to register the charge. You already had a loan, right, you have repaid the loan, you will have to file satisfaction of the charge. So, there are so many compliances. This we can term it as event based compliances. If a particular event happens, then only these compliances are filed. There are some annual mandatory compliances. In case of companies, 3 things are mandatory. for every company. One is appointment of auditor is to be filed every year. Annual return and balance sheet has to be filed every year. So, Form ADT 1, MGT 7, AOC 4. Even if your company's turnover is 0, even if your company is in loss, it is to be filed. Even if your company's turnover is 0, even if your company is in loss, statutory audit of the books of accounts is compulsory. Right? So, auditor appointment and filing of annual returns. These are the mandatory compliances. If you need TDS, I mean, if you have paid someone, if you have paid me some fees, say 50,000 rupees of fees, you need to deduct 10% of that and pay it to government, and then you file your TDS return. Okay, in that case, you need TDS number or TAN as you say. Okay, TDS is paid on monthly basis. You are paying me 50,000 rupees every month, January, February, March. Every month you are deducting 5,000 rupees. You need to pay these 5,000 rupees to government every month. But the return of TDS is filed in April for these 3 months. So, return is quarterly, payment is monthly. Income tax. Returns of income tax are filed every year, yearly basis. But based on your income, based on your profit, you have to pay your advance tax. So, you need to get your books of accounts ready or keep it ready always to calculate your profit, estimate your profit and pay the advance tax. Yeah. Service tax. Now, service tax has two different things. In case of proprietorship and partnership, you can pay your service tax on quarterly basis. Okay. In case of LLP also. In case of a company, the service tax payment is to be done every month. Whatever you have collected during the month, less whatever is your credit, is to be paid every month. Service tax returns are filed every 6 months, half yearly, for everyone. It might be proprietorship or partnership or a company or whoever it is. Yeah. So, payment is monthly, return filing is half yearly. For proprietorship and partnership, the payment is quarterly. VAT. VAT, we have monthly returns and monthly payments, quarterly returns and quarterly payments. For new registrations, first year, compulsory monthly returns. Then it depends on your turnover, you might have monthly or quarterly. Okay, so first year, you have to pay your tax monthly, you have to file your returns monthly. Okay. PF and ESIC again monthly payments. Okay. So, these are the compliances you might require depending on the nature of your business. Now, the next thing is legal. Okay. Generally, every business takes legal very lightly. Very lightly. Okay. No one likes to pay the lawyer the legal fees for preparing the rent agreement, because you can prepare a rent agreement at some cabin near station for 300 rupees or sometimes 200 rupees. Why would I pay 20,000 rupees to a lawyer to make a rent agreement? Okay. So, depends how you think. Otherwise, you should never take legal lightly. Right. You might have shareholders agreement, there might be some terms which are contradicting. Unless a lawyer reads that, you will not be able to judge that you need to remove one of these, or you need to add something to this, or or there are some terms which cannot be enforced by law and you have put it. So, you need to be the help of professionals in this. Otherwise, all these things, if you want, are available for free of cost everywhere online you search. You go to my website, all these things are available free of cost. Nothing, we are not charging anything out of for this, but not advisable. Okay. So, Legal, I think, do you have any questions in legal? Okay. These are the things you might require. You might require rent agreements when you start a company, you might have an office. Shareholders agreement, if you are 3-4 founders and all. Service terms and conditions or refund policy for your website or your, some other contracts, or drafting of resolutions during the day-to-day process. Okay, so with this we conclude today's company formation topic. We have discussed how to create, different kinds of company: proprietorship, partnership, limited liability partnership, private limited company, public limited company, one-person company. How to incorporate those companies, what are the documents required. Besides that, what are other things you require after company incorporation, your compliances, your legal things, your registrations, everything. Yeah. So I think we have covered all these things, and with this we conclude to this session. Yeah. Thank you.